It's been 2 weeks since I've done an Artist Way update, and a lot has changed. I feel like the changes that have happened needed to happen for me to feel unblocked and feel like there's more possibilities in life ahead. And I'm glad that this is happening now at a time where I have the support system and the strength to keep going. Week 4 was about integrity, doing the, what is that called? I did in fact just wake up, so that we're going to be very scattered. Week 4 was about integrity, and that's also when I did the media deprivation. I will say I failed at doing the media deprivation throughout the week, especially with the theme of like integrity. I was thinking about choices and relationships and like situations and responsibilities that I had taken on over the course of the past year, especially. And the needing to process whether or not I genuinely wanted to be there. I wanted to just drown everything out, and I couldn't do that if I was deprived of media. So I noticed, like, whenever I would want to avoid thinking about stuff, I would just scroll. And it eventually got to a point where I realized, like, okay, like, there's no way that I'm going to make it through this week without having some form of media. And so I found myself, like, turning back to what I would do in undergrad, where I would make, like, a consolidated playlist of every possible mood or sounds that I could possibly want to listen to, curate it, and then that would be the only music that I would listen to until I felt satisfied or felt like I wanted to move on to like another sonic palette per se. And it really worked for me in undergrad when I was writing songs, because like it allowed me to think about like, okay, like what sounds do I actually want to be listening to right now? What kind of themes, like how I want to move, that sort of thing. And so even though I didn't necessarily do media deprivation completely, I do think that it encouraged me to be a lot more mindful in the types of media I was going to engage with. And it also helped me kind of reconnect with myself and the things that I wanted. And so ending the week of integrity, I ended up breaking things off. I ended my relationship of 2 years and heading into week 5 with the theme of possibility. I think at the beginning, I was just really overwhelmed with, the fact that I did something that essentially changed the course of both of our lives. And then I also had an exam that week. So it was just a lot of I should have just been happy with how things are, even if it wasn't healthy. And I should have just dealt with it. But throughout the week, there were reminders and new experiences and friendships that I developed where it was okay, it's not the end of me. It's not the end of me engaging with the world, developing my friendships, developing myself, learning. And I did pass my midterm, which, not that my midterm is, completely dependent on the success of my relationships. But I couldn't help but feel like me passing my exam was proof that at least compared to last block and last semester, I've learned to be more intuitive with myself and the things that I need. It still feels like a blur. I feel like my sense of integrity and possibility are there, but there's things that have been said and things that have been done where I can't help but have my faith in myself shaken. My journal, I'm pretty sure my journal was read without my permission. And I don't know, I've been feeling like the artist way has been really encouraging me to see the world for its endless possibilities. I'm being more creative. I'm painting. I finally started writing music again last night. I have been having so many projects come to mind, and I'm excited to execute those and figure out the process of doing things. But I think especially after having my journal be read by someone who I thought respected my boundaries and respected my space, and have the things that I was processing through be used against me. It's going to take a lot for me to find safety in writing again. Writing my own feelings, writing out my thoughts, processing through that. And so I know that I'll figure out a way to do that for myself and find safety in doing that again. But it is hard. Heading into week 6 with the theme of abundance, I'm really trying my best to be aware of like all the blessings that I have around me and all the people who love and support me. But I think especially with the past 2 weeks passing by, that thing in the back of my mind where it's like you're going to mess things up, or like you're like, I don't know, like using people to get ahead, or you're like, I don't know. The book talks a lot about like letting yourself be selfish, but it's one thing to like let yourself be selfish and like be okay with that because you know you're not hurting anyone, and then it's another thing to let yourself be selfish and have someone who is already on their way out say that you being selfish is a detriment to yourself and the relationships you're going to make and the opportunities that you're going to be grasping. And I don't know, I feel like my old life is really at odds with the one that I'm growing into and developing, and I like my new life exponentially more, but yeah, I don't know, I didn't expect that this process was going to be this tumultuous and this hard, but I think it's important that this all happens, and I'm gonna trust that things will work out in the end. But yeah,